I like to hold it against, I like to kind of squeeze it against the plate so I can know that it's in place. And then I take my thumb and know that my paper is lined up. Hi everyone, welcome back to another segment of Workshop This. And today we're going to work with Gelli Arts Mini Placement Tool. It's very inexpensive and it is brilliant. It really works amazing towards just being able to line up your print. So, you know, sometimes we're doing those prints and we really do want that frame to line up every time. And in that case, this is the perfect tool. I'll show you how we're going to use it. I like to take a little bit of tape. So I've got a little bit of masking tape that I just kind of double-sided and put it down on my surface because I don't really want my plate to move around. And I do keep my backing on the plate. You can take it off, obviously, and put it on acrylic, put it on a piece of glass. You can do a lot of that. I'm using a lot of plates. I'm shifting stuff out a lot. And so just over the years, I've just left it on, but there's nothing wrong with doing it a different way. And then all this tool does is line right up in the corner every time you need it. But when you don't need it, you can move it completely out the way without disturbing your surface. So let's get started. I'm going to use my buddy Patti Tolley Parrish's stencils. I love her stencils. This one and this one, she has some really good ones. I'm going to leave the link. They just make wonderful repeat background patterns, and they're among my favorite stencils to use. And then I also pulled out one of Seth Apter's because this has some language in it, some words and stuff in it. So I thought it was really cool to line something up like that. We're actually putting some text down that we would want to make sure we're getting it just where we want it. Alrighty, so let's first of all start by getting some color down here. I want to just mix and get some really good background colors. I'm going to use this. I'm actually not going to use the red. I'm going to use my orange and teal here in the color shift, the folk art color shift paints. And I'll put some of that down, a little orange. So what I'm going to do right now is just really jump in and get a good background pattern. This is the golden teal. Now this is the iridescent. This is non-iridescent. And let's get a little bit of this yellow. This is medium yellow, orange. It's a Blick product. Now I'm not trying to get too much paint down here, but I do want to be able to get a nice mixture of color. So now here again, first start off by just pushing the color around the plate, just to kind of establish your pattern. And then we're just going to start pulling it to smooth it all out. And I'm working with a couple of different paint viscosities here too. So there's a different type of movement on the plate. So let's go ahead and then just get this right in place. It has a rounded corner. Alrighty, so I'm going to use some of my glassine. And what we want to do is you first want to get, I'm going to get it in this flat nut pearl. So I take it and I lay it down in the corner and make sure that that's all in place and then smooth it over. So make sure that you check the size of your paper that you initially want to work with so that you have enough space to come across whatever size plate you're working with. So I'm doing this across a larger plate. This is my 8x10, which probably a lot of us have. So you can see, you can work with, kind of get a fairly good size frame, or you can work with the smaller ones just as easily. Okay, so I'm going to remove that. So that's giving us a nice background. Next, I'm going to use this one here in a white. So let me get my Blick matte. And I want to just get a nice layer of white down so I can overprint that stencil pattern onto this. So this is a quick tutorial, obviously, just to show you, get you kind of going with how this would work. Let's get the stencil down. And let's go ahead and move our mini tool right in place. Make sure it gets right up against your gel plate. And then getting this again, line this up in the corner. And go ahead and smooth that down so we can pick up this white pattern. And when I'm working with a stencil, I always just like to press down through it so that you know you're getting a really good bond, because you can see, because the paper starts adhering to that stencil, and it's just a good way to make sure you're getting a really good pull. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pull that up. And this is just amazing. Look at that. That's just so perfect. I love it. Just putting that white over a background that has a lot of mixed color is really the best. And then we have this print here that is so good. What do I have? Let me see if I can just grab something really quick, guys. I think I should be able to pick this up. I'm just going to take this brown paper. Let's see if I can grab it, because it would be cool on here if it's still got enough paint. This is some stained paper. See if anything pulls up. Sometimes it does, sometimes no. It's already dry. So what that means we can do, this is another opportunity for a pull. So I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna put the teal down over top of this. And then we'll pull this print, and it'll just kind of be a reverse of that one. Okay. Never let a good print go to waste. So here, just slide it back in place. Well, no, we don't need it for this one because we're just pulling a direct print. Okay. And then we'll come and do Seth so you can kind of get an idea of how the tool works. Yes, look at that. That's good. So we got the reverse of that pattern. I'll make sure that Patti's stencils are in the description underneath this video. You guys must get them. They are the best. Love it. Okay, so that's a nice background pattern to keep on working on top of. It makes a great piece of paper to use as a collage element, you name it. All right, so now what I think I want to do is use, I really want the words to pop, so I really am inclined to use a black. I can also use my black flash, which is kind of an iridescent, and it'll make more of a, let me use this one. This is a fancy black by 𝐼𝐍𝐼𝐍𝐈𝐍𝐿. This is a good one. So now what I want to do is kind of want to figure out where I want everything to go. So I'm going to put that back down, and yeah, because I can just take and lay this right on top of it. So you have to make sure when you're doing the text to flip it, that's for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this pattern over top. And the nice thing about this tool is you really do feel confident that every time you are going to get it in the right place, which is so nice. So all your margins and what have you line up. Now, since I'm working through a stencil, I put more on. You definitely want to put more paint on when it's got to go through a stencil. So let's go ahead and put that there. Let me turning this upside down so I make sure I'm getting things where I want it. You know, backwards, not upside down, because this is inside. So make sure you're flipping your stencil when you have words. Let's put that down there. And then let's get this. Make sure that is tight. I like to hold it again. I like to kind of squeeze it against the plate so I can know that it's in place. And then I take my thumb and know that my paper is lined up, you know, on the sides, and then smooth it. Once you smooth it, you don't have to worry about the placement tool because the paint is going to hold the paper in place now. Now, once again, really smooth. I'll make sure that this stencil from Seth is down there as well. He has a number of stencils that have sort of this urban kind of words and mark making on it, which I really love. And these are really nice to make when you want to use them as bits and pieces in collage. So like I would take this up and tear it up and use it as elements in my collage. But it's a great way to show you how this little mini placement tool works. And it's very inexpensive too, so it's a good one to have. Alrighty, so here we are. Wow, look at that. Ah, I love it. Amazing. Really, really love it. And you see no overprinting. Everything is stayed right in our frame. So your edge, your borders stay neat. So if you wanted to use this as a finished piece or what have you, you know, everything would be in place. And you don't have to worry about a lot of overpainting. So there you have it. Oh, let's do this. I wonder if I can get, since it was quite a bit on there, let's see if we can flip this piece and get the reverse of this. Why not? Okay. And that would be it. So hopefully that's giving you a little inspiration about how to keep all your borders nice and neat when you want to, or when you want to have things placed exactly where they need to be. This mini placement tool from Gelli Arts is really cool. And grab some of Patti's stencils, of course Seth's. They're really fun to work with. And you see how we basically took them and really have made them our own. So that pattern, so you're seeing that, the blue and white underneath, and then seeing it here is really, really cool. So when it's done, you see the pattern back there, but you really can do your own mark making and things over it so you don't even know that this is the exact stencil that you use. So that's always a nice way to break up pattern. There you have it. As always, please thumb the video up. If you enjoyed this, also make sure to hit that bell. If you're new to the channel, we do this every Wednesday. And put your comments, questions, anything that you would like for me to tackle on this segment, I would be happy to do. So until next time, take care, much love, and happy creating. Bye-bye.